You're making money. Doesn't matter if you're a W-2 employee, you got a 1099 small business. 93% of individuals overpaying taxes.
We got Mario Payne in the building.
I went to GE, worked 6 months. I made them $4 million. Guess what they gave me?
Multiple six figures.
Man, they gave me a pizza party, bro. Right then and there, I knew corporate America ain't for me. When you use a CPA or tax preparer, they're happy as crap when you get a refund. As a tax strategist, it's like, that's the dumbest thing ever. Because a refund is just the IRS giving you money back. I want you to have as less money possible going to the IRS, so now more money comes into your account. We can invest more. When we invest more, we get more write-offs. So anybody with a house, if you don't have a trust, in the words of Khaled, you played yourself. You are in big trouble if you die. A trust bypasses that. It goes to your beneficiaries without going through probate.
Hey guys, we realize a lot of you are coming to the page and enjoying the content, but we see a lot of you still aren't subscribed. And so if you could click that subscribe button, it'll help our channel grow and give you more episodes with a lot of amazing individuals. Yo, welcome back to another episode of Attractive Mindset. Listen, today's guest, absolute domination. I'm talking about next level conversations. You already know this is what we've been bringing to you lately, and we're going to keep going. We got Mario Payne in the building, and just a little background about him is he's in the financial planning space. He's been doing it for a while. We're talking AI on the next level, stock market, Forbes magazine. I'm going to let him tell you a little bit more about himself. Welcome to the studio, Mario.
Appreciate it. Well, first and foremost, I want to give my flowers, man. Congratulations to you, all your success. Studio is amazing, what you're doing here in the content house, man. So I salute to everything you got going on.
Thank you. So I know I gave a little brief overview, but for the people who don't know you, introduce yourself a little bit.
Yeah, so Mario Payne, I'm a board certified financial planner. I have one of the largest Black-owned investment firms in Florida. We manage hundreds of $millions of assets. We lean into tax strategy-wise and then financial planning. So the thought process is you're making money. Doesn't matter if you're a W-2 employee or you got a 1099 small business. 93% of individuals overpaying taxes, right? So it's a way that we can underpay and use the money we're giving to the IRS to put back into our pocket. A, we decrease our tax liability, but then two, we increase our net worth. So once we had that foundation, then we get into the investment realm and how you can really make money and get to the bag from a stock market standpoint.
Oh, we like that. We definitely like that. So on this podcast, we like to go 80-20. 80% being, I'm more attached to helping people understand who you are.
Okay.
And so as Attractive Mindset, basically we go into the backstory of how you even got to where you are today. Yeah. Because people can look at our Instagrams and see the cars, the jewelry, the house, the money, all that stuff. But you probably didn't start off that way.
Of course.
And so we want to know how you got there. So we want to start from the beginning. Where are you from originally?
Yeah, so it's crazy, man. So I'm born and raised in Cincinnati, Ohio. Man, it's just crazy, kind of like how, life be lifing. You know what I'm saying? Life be lifing. So high school, I got kicked out of school my 9th grade year. You know what I'm saying? So like not doing something crazy, but just like instigating, man. Like I'm a talker, instigating fights, man. So I got kicked out. So like my 10th grade year, my 11th grade year, and my 12th grade year, I got A's and B's, but my GPA was only a 1.9. So like I had like to beg numerous colleges to put me in. So I sent like letters and stuff to like 120 different colleges. Only 2 actually responded. It was HBCUs. It was either Alabama State or Tennessee State. And like I went on a black college tour at Tennessee State, Fashion Show Wednesday, and it was tart. It was going crazy. So I had to go there. So I had to send them 2 letters and they accepted me. And I took remedial classes. So I ate like humble pie, man, because like in remedial classes. But yeah, man, ended up graduating. So when I was going there, though, I was in an internship program called Inroads. And I want all you guys, if you're in college, look this up because it's an opportunity for you guys to grow very, very quickly from a corporate America standpoint. Inroads, INRODS, is an internship program based by minorities for minorities. So what they do, they try to place you in corporate Fortune 500, Fortune 1000 companies. You intern with them, growing in your school and college. And then when you're done, when you graduate, hopefully you get placement. So I worked for GE for 3 years. and at the same time, I was in the military as well. I've got thought, yeah. So actually, because my family could not afford for me to go to college, I joined the military as a reserve, right? So I did that. 2003, the war started. I got deployed. I hurt my ankle during the war. When I was doing surgery, my ankle, they found a blood clot. They said like if they ain't discovered that in 7 days, I would have died. So like the Lord put me here for a reason, because if not me having a bummed ankle trying to be like Kobe Bryant playing basketball, I wouldn't be here today. If you're a financial advisor, insurance agent, business professional, tax preparer, anything, and you want to grow your business using AI-powered estate planning, the Relax Estate is here for you. You're able to automate and use AI to grow without needing any legal background. Your clients will see you as value and you'll make all the money. So hit us up, www.therelaxestate.com, or join our masterclass every single week. We employ game to you at therelaxestate.com. We'll help you grow your business. See you guys soon.
Wow.
So after that, I graduated college. I went to GE, worked 6 months. Now these fools had me on a project where I made them $4 million. Now, yes, $4 million is a lot now, but back in 2006, $4 million is like $20 million today.
Of course.
Guess what they gave me for making them $4 million? Just
what
guess.
were you doing?
So I was part of a program that basically allowed them in their call center to find ways to be efficient. So like how to cut costs, how to use their call center, how to trace calls from one person to another so that you can have the computer answer your questions instead of a person. Pre-AI basically, right?
Wow.
Yeah, in 2006. But let me know, what should I have gotten by saving them $4 million in 6 months?
Definitely multiple six figures.
Man, they gave me a pizza party, bro.
What?
They gave me a pizza party. And I don't even like pizza like that.
Damn.
I didn't like pizza, man. They could have gave me some Chipotle or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So right then and there, I knew corporate America ain't for me.
Yeah.
So like if I can make money or make a company money, what if I do that for people from an investment standpoint?
How old were you at that point?
23.
Okay.
Yeah, 23. So yeah, so right then and there, I was like, you know what? Corporate America's not for me. I had the entrepreneur spirit. I was cutting grass as a kid, selling Mars bars, buying for 25 cents, selling for $1, you know, that type of stuff. I can't do corporate America. So then I applied to be a financial advisor. I got hired by a company called Edward Jones. I knocked on doors in the hot sun of Jacksonville, being called the N-word, all types of crazy stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Jacksonville?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's the South now, bro.
You right.
Now, we ain't Mississippi. You know what I'm saying? But it is the South. But yeah, that was crazy. But now, so I worked with them for like 6 years, learning the ropes on how to be a financial advisor. It's crazy because when I started it was 2007 too. So like doing like the Great Recession. So I learned very, very quickly the value of money, how people value money and how I value money is different.
So when you say financial advising, like what is a financial advisor?
Yeah. So we invest people in stocks, bonds, mutual funds. We create a plan to make sure that whenever you retire, 55, 60, 65, you have a nest egg so you can be good. So we advise people how to do that. We talked about people early how to get out of debt, right? Now, how debt is now today is way different. The debt game is totally different, but talking to people how to get out of debt, how to balance your budget, things of that nature. Like we advise you on your finances.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So from there, growing with the company, I was like, you know what, I could do this myself. So in 2013, I started my own investment firm and I've been up ever since. Okay.
So I got a few questions before I even jump into the present stuff, just going back a little bit. Anybody in your family was entrepreneur?
Nah. So my dad, he was like typical Midwest steel mill. He worked for Ford assembly line doing the transmissions for the Ford F-150. My mom worked for a company called Frisch's Big Boy. So like the only entrepreneur spirit was my brother. He was in the game, if you know what I mean. So he was an entrepreneur illegally, but it is what it is though.
Got you. And you only have your brother, only sibling?
Nah, so on my biological father's side, we had 3 brothers. 2 was in the game, 1 was just in and out of jail. And then on my stepfather's side, I have 2 younger brothers and a younger sister, and they all, doing their thing corporate America wise.
Got you. Okay. So what do you feel happened in your life that made you not also become the third brother that went in the game?
Oh, it's crazy. So when I was 13 years old, one of my I can say best friends, one of my good friends got killed.
Wow.
Yeah, so like him and his name is PJ. got arrested dead. He was arguing with a dude over a girl. And just at 13 years old, what are we doing here? So they went to a party. They got the beef in. Dude came back 15 minutes later, blew his brains out.
Wow, 13.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So
Ohio get down like that?
Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, man, like and then of course, like being around my older brother here and there, hearing stories from my other brothers, what he had going on. Like I ain't want to do that. Like I wanted to make money, but I'm a lover, not a fighter. So yeah, I wanted to make money and help people.
Okay.
So I definitely had the entrepreneurial spirit in me,
Yeah.
but I wanted to do it the right way.
Got it. Okay. And so now 2013, you said you opened your firm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what does that look like? You got a building? Like,
Yeah.
How do you go through that process?
Oh, I bought a building. So some people rent. And I would say like, if you ain't get to the bag, you got to crawl before you walk. Now, back in 2013, things were way different. We ain't had Zoom.
Yeah.
Most people wanted to meet face to face. Now, I would say about 85 to 90% of my clients is all virtual. Even if they're in Jacksonville, it's virtual, right? So a little bit different. Back in 2013, I bought my own building. It was an old chiropractic office. I bought it. I remodeled it. Took about 3 months. And then, like the rest was history. We put new floors in there, painted the walls. I had a bathroom. It had like a tub in it. We put out the tub, made it like a nice space. I had a back office. So as I hired other financial advisors who work for me, I had 2 back spaces that they can work at the office. So we got a nice spot going on. And that was paid off too. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we got a loan. The first we did the SBA loan. So we had the SBA loan because I'm a veteran. I had to put I had the money, but I had to put a down payment through the SBA loan. So they had a program where if you're a veteran, you could do an SBA loan with no down payment. So I was able to get it with no down payment. So I had to really come out my pocket. So I leveraged debt to basically grow in investments instead of putting into the building, which was pretty cool. And and we just got rocking and rolling.
Okay.
I had my secretary who worked with me at Edward Jones. She came with me. I hired 2 other people, and then and it was on from there.
Okay, so I want you to take us through what it looks like to really build framework from scratch.
Yeah.
So as you're building this company, you buy this building, what's your thought process? How do you start to build your team? Who do you need? Who do you need first? How do you make money? How do you make it profitable?
Yeah. Man, that's a loaded question. So when it comes to a profit, you first have to cut down your expenses, right? So a lot of people do not become successful because they run out of money. 84% of businesses fail in the first 2 years. It's not because they don't have a great idea. It's not because they don't have something that people want or service that people provide, but they just don't have the money. They run out of money. So I would say for anybody from a framework standpoint, keep your expenses as low as possible. Like I tell new entrepreneurs, don't worry about an office. Work from your house. We're all digital. People don't want to go to your house anyways, right? Yeah. They in their bonnets, they in their flip-flops, they slides. Ain't nobody trying to see you.
Yeah.
Take out that bonnet, be on camera for half an hour, then go about your day. So yes, that's first thing for framework wise. I would say just, cut your expenses. Then from a revenue standpoint, you want to leverage debt. Even though I was blessed because I was investing people's money, so I'm investing in the stock market early. So I'm running up M's, right? But I leverage debt because with debt, it allows you to be more resourceful. You don't have to feel like if this doesn't work, I'm screwed, and you're making bad decisions because you're putting your own money into it. If you're using other people's money, it takes you have some runway, right? Shout out to my homeboy runway billionaire, by the way.
He was just on here.
Yeah. It's my homeboy. Yeah. So like if you have runway, you just feel better. So you're not making crazy decisions. You don't got to worry about if something happens, if you don't bring in a client, you can't pay bills. It just makes you feel better. So I would say leverage debt, get credit. Even to this day, I have hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt that I literally leverage. I cash out refi. I do real estate, which we can talk about from a tax standpoint. I said never because my office is paid off. But besides my office, everything else is debt. We cash out refi and we leverage. So from a framework standpoint, keep your expenses low, leverage debt, and slowly but surely grow.
No, that's major. And so now, what does it look like inside the team of a financial advising business?
Yeah. So 2013, when I first started, in 2025 is totally different because of AI, right? So like when I started, AI really wasn't there. I had a secretary. I had 2 financial advisors. People come to the office. I'm the face, but they do all the servicing, right? That's 2013. 2025 is totally different. I have 14 employees. Out of 14 employees, 5 of them are in the office. Other 9 are virtual assistants. Now, literally, well, not now, 6 months ago, I hired my first not automated, but like AI specialist who does nothing but find a way to automate our practice. And then 3 months ago, I hired another one. I have increased productivity by 75%.
Sheesh.
I have my VAs that was doing 2 or 3 tasks. Now they're doing 6 or 7 because of the assistance of automation and AI. I'm not going to hire anybody ever again unless it's a CEO or a CFO because of AI.
Wow.
So today a person starting any business, especially with a financial advisor, get you 1 VA, maybe 2 VAs, and then the rest have AI do all the servicing, all the emails, all the text messages, all the automation, all the scheduling. AI should be doing that. ChatGPT 5 is crazy.
It is very crazy.
You guys quit being cheap. Spend $20 a month.
Yep.
Do ChatGPT 5. It's a tax write-off. Right? Literally, you can have your own VA. Like my AI specialist right now is creating everybody their own personal VA. Like 2 weeks ago, he created my own personal VA that now, like if I want a doctor's appointment, it goes to my Outlook. It does everything for me.
Wow.
My staff is going to have their own VA. So not only am I adding value because I'm paying them, check, but also I'm adding value because I'm giving them tools to make their job easier. That's how you have employee retention.
No, 100%. And, also knowing people that can get you to the next level. Obviously, ChatGPT is way cheaper, but shout out to my guy Dalian King. I always got to bring him up when the AI conversation comes in. We're working on something where he's actually building us an actual ChatGPT version of a model too. So,
that's dope. Yeah, that's dope.
Having that as your own, just like you said, the productivity, the everything that it cuts out is ridiculous.
Yeah,
ridiculous. Okay, so now you're running your company with mostly AI. How do you feel about the negative side of AI? Is there a negative side of AI?
That's a loaded question. So AI is definitely going to take away jobs. Right now, college graduates have seen a 26% decrease from 2023 to 2025. Graduates find an entry-level job. Entry-level jobs are not coming back.
Wow.
So yes, it will hurt society from a job standpoint. But just like we had the Industrial Revolution, jobs were taken away, but then new jobs were created. Just like we had the computer revolution with the internet, jobs were taken away. You think about the computer. The computer took away a lot of admin roles where they just did the typewriter.
Yeah.
Big old servers in these big warehouses are gone. But because of that, it created so many more jobs. So society is going to be way different 10 years from now. And it's going to be not the jobs we have today, but 10 years from now, it's going to be so many jobs we're not even thinking about right now that's going to be discovered, right? So you have to lean in to AI. You have to engage with AI. You got 2 people. One person uses AI to their advantage, they're going to be scaling up in the next 5 years. One person who does not lean into AI, their job's going to be gone and they're going to be stuck like Chuck in a pickup truck in 5 years, right? So which one are you going to be?
No, 100%. And so, what this makes me think about though, this digital age is, it's a little scary for me because I'm definitely more on the old school side of business. I have more, employee contractor kind of vibe people. I have more physical sense where my biggest leverage is time and people leverage. And, something like an Amazon or a Google, whatever Facebook kind of range where it's a control of the mass versus the program.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
I'm leaning into this one.
Okay.
What can you get back, money or time?
Money.
Right. You can't get back time. So then why won't you let AI help you get back all the time you possibly can?
I feel like the mission is different for me.
What do you mean?
So, in the world of AI, again, AI would do great for me, but for me, it's not the money. It's the people. And so I know I could probably get this done cheaper with AI, do it faster with AI, get it more productively done with AI, but it's something that AI can't give me, the connection with that person. Which is why the name of the company is Attractive Mindset. We literally host free classes and bring people in to be the connection that seems to get lost in this digital age.
Yeah. No, that's true. What if you can scale that. What if you, instead of hosting, theoretically speaking, 10 people, you're able to host 20 or 30 people and have a wider net and have a wider impact because you're implementing AI into your business to do that, right? So again, we look at AI, it's two ways we can look at it. I look at AI as a tool to help. I'm able to help a lot more people. Like our estate planning platform, which we'll talk about, we've done 3,000 trusts this year, right? The average trust is $4,300 worldwide. Most of our subscribers are charging in between $1,000 to $3,000 for a trust. You know how much money that's saving in the community? It is tens of thousands, millions, if you think about it, from 3,000 people, right? Millions of dollars we've saved people because of AI. If not AI, that would have went to somebody's pockets that don't care about them doing Lord knows whatever. Or a person would have died with a probate, an attorney got $2,500, $3,000. Probate court got another $5,000 or $6,000. Generational wealth down the drain. People arguing month to month, who gets what. My mama told me this, my mama told me that. You shouldn't get that. You wouldn't have taken care of her. All that's gone because of AI. So AI is a way to positively impact people. Now, again, it's going to suck because it is going to be people that lose their jobs. And heck, financial advisors might be gone in the next 5 or 10 years, right? But if you lean into it and find the positives of it, those are the ones that's going to be successful.
So, you know, that with you saying that, like, financial advisors might be gone in a certain amount of time, you know, how much stress has the digital age put on your industry, especially from an example like, we're in the era of like trolls. We're in the era of internet where Cracker Barrel literally just changed their logo and their stock go down 20-something%. This happens. They get, you know, they lose millions because people online is just like, oh, well, we don't like it. It's turned into a world where somebody who's never owned a company, might never own a company, now has power over your company.
It's noise. That was diabolical work too, by the way, Cracker Barrel. That's diabolical. It's noise. And, you know, so I'm a certified financial planner. So I went to the College of Financial Planning. I'm a fiduciary. I launched my own fund in the stock market, symbol LDTB. So I got stuff to lose. So one thing I don't like about AI is that is people use AI as if it's the end all be all, then they give advice on the internet, which is totally false. So that's one thing about the business. I wish it was a better way to basically stop the trolls giving bad advice or just misinformation altogether. So, but I mean, that's just life, right? You think about thousands of years ago, people wrote books that was completely false and people took it as gospel. Right. So like, it's always going to be the trolls. It's always going to be the naysayers, always going to be the one, stop the cap, that's lying all the time. Right. But you just got to go through it. Right. So, but from an industry standpoint though, it's going to be interesting from certified financial planners. I have CPAs that work with me. I'm a tax strategist because we lean into the tax savings and the financial planning. It's going to be interesting to see how many people use AI to now try to do their taxes, right? I've had conversations already where people say, well, I went to AI and AI said this. Like, well, they said that, but that's not correct. So I think it's actually going to be prudent for certified financial planners and tax professionals to lean into their clients even more, have more conversation. They actually might get more compensation because they're the ones that's being debunking. They're the myth busters, right? So that's an opportunity for you to actually make more money because of AI.
I definitely can see it from that perspective. And so, you know, in you saying something like that though, like what kind of relationship is garnered with your clients as far as helping them to understand the acceptance of AI? Because it's one thing if you accept it, but now you have somebody who might have old school money. And now you're like, hey, this is the shift. This is what you got to do. But
Nah, it's definitely a fine line. So because of the productivity that I talked about, now our VAs have a lot more time to do instead of administrative work, but service work. So with AI, all like the admin work that clients will never see, sending out emails, you know, even rebalance portfolios, making sure the documentation is correct, doing all the, again, I'm licensed on the Securities Exchange Commission. My firm is SEC registered. So like we have to do so much compliance wise that like a regular financial advisor, insurance agent just does not do. All that stuff from a filing standpoint is helped and assisted with AI. So it makes everybody's job a lot easier. So now they have more time to pick up the phone and call a client. So instead of calling a client, typically we used to call a client, you know, twice a year to say hi, check in. We're calling actually every other month now. right? So the time that they have, we're able to service more. So because of AI, it's allowed us to have more service. More service means more talking points. Anybody in business, the more you talk to prospects and clients, what happens? The more referrals we get,
100%.
the more business that we generate. But now the whole onboarding process that was manual is now automated. So now we can be quicker to answer questions. We can be quicker to transfer over money. It just makes things a lot smoother. So yeah, we have a lot of old school clients. Old money, it'll buy you what you want. So we still got, it's the old adage, if the hair is gray, they gonna pay, right? So yeah, and definitely older people definitely see the value more of a financial advisor than younger people. So we definitely take that into consideration. But all of the non-people work that is not client facing that a client would never know about, AI is doing most of that.
Okay. No, that's interesting. And so, something that I've always thought at like the higher level, because you do deal with high numbers.
Yeah.
What does it look like to scale something that's already what would seem almost abnormal?
Yeah.
100 million, 200 million, 500 million for the everyday person is unheard of. But if somebody comes to you with a portfolio like that, what exactly do you tell that person to do to scale?
Yeah. Well, first off, it's just numbers, right? So let me use this example real quick, right? I always like to shoot the same simple numbers, right? This could be 100 million. This could be 500 million. It's just paper. It's the same thing. It's what we value, right? People value things different. So when you add value to what people value as different, you're going to make more money. So I do not get excited when a portfolio is 5 million or 10 million or 15 million. I get excited on the value I'm going to extract for them to make things better, because money is a tool. Your assets and how you use that money is the real resource. So a person that has $5 million, we have the same allocation. We're investing the money the same as a person with $1 million. Now, of course, with 5 million, you might have more of Apple stock. You might have more of Amazon stock, but the money from a model standpoint is invested the same, right? Because if we're doing what we're supposed to do for a person that has a couple 100,000 and your money's growing, then a person that has 5 million, your money's growing as well. Now, from a conversational standpoint, the conversations might be different, right? Because that $5 million, we might want to do more preservation than diversification, right? But as far as how the money is managed and what investments that they're in, is the same.
That's an interesting point.
The thing that might be different, that's investment wise, the things that might be different is the taxes, right? Okay. Because as we make more money, then we have more tax liability. So the conversations from a tax standpoint are different. Let's do bonus depreciation on everything. Let's continue to buy real estate. A person with $5 million, they have more liquid assets to buy more things. A person with $1 million, we might be liquid, but we just might just buy something. We can't buy a $200,000 building out the blue. So like those are the conversations. Should I do a cost segregation study? Should I do the Augusta Rule? Should I hire my children and my grandchildren and pay them $15,000 a year each? Because when I pay them $15,000, that decreases my tax liability by $15,000. So I get to offset all my gains. Those are the conversations. If I got $60,000 sitting around, instead of putting it into my money market account, I do oil and gas, because oil and gas, I put in $60,000 over 3 years. I can get up to $90,000 back tax deduction and get 8% a year of interest on top of that. Those are the conversations for 5 million, not 1 million. But as far as stocks, bonds, 80% in the market, 20% bonds, something of that nature, that management's the same. It's the tax conversation that's different. 10, 15, 20 million, those are totally different tax conversations. Now it's okay, family office, let's do R&D. So the conversations from a tax standpoint is different, but like how the money should be diversified, money management wise, it's the same.
So what kind of conversation happens where they do something like a Trump and make their backyard or their house like a burial ground,
golf
or something
course,
like that? Or a golf course?
Crazy work, Trump. Yeah, you can say what you want. I ain't trying to be political, but man, whoever, I know one thing, Trump don't got a CPA, he got a tax strategist. So very, very important. All you guys, please take heed to this. It is a difference between a tax strategist and a CPA. A CPA is basically a tax preparer, right? A tax preparer or CPA, their number one job is to keep you compliant with the IRS. How to become compliant? You file your taxes on time, or you do an extension, right? The IRS cares more about you filing than you paying. Like if you don't pay at all, they're mad, but they're more mad if you don't file. So that's their one and only job. A tax strategist, their number one job is to strategize the tax code and do whatever they can to minimize your tax liability. So when you use a CPA or tax preparer, they're happy as crap when you get a refund. As a tax strategist, it's like, that's the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah.
Because a refund is just the IRS giving you money back.
Because they took too much.
Yeah. So throughout the year, you paying them money, paying them money, paying them money. Are they paying you interest? No. Are they helping fund your lifestyle? No. Paying them money. And then at the end of the year, they give you the money back. What does that do? I hate that. What I want you to do is I want you to have as less money possible going to the IRS on a week-to-week basis. So now more money comes into your account. So now throughout the year, we can invest more. When we invest more, we get more write-offs. So now we're growing our net worth and we're decreasing our tax liability because we're putting things in assets that are tax deductible. So my goal is not to get your refund. My goal is to have you zero taxes. So totally the difference between a CPA and a tax strategist.
So this might be a question that you might be able to answer. How exactly is a tax loophole created?
Yeah. So section 162A, you guys write this down. Section 162A, use it for everybody in every situation. As a tax-paying citizen or business owner, section 162, any expenses or income that you report as for your business, fair, reasonable, necessary, and ordinary in the pursuit of income for your business. Let me ask you a question. 10 different people do the same thing you do. Do they run the business differently than you do, or the same?
Differently.
Everybody. It's no Rolodex. It's no it's no scroll that says what you should deduct, what you should not. How much you should pay yourself if you're an S-Corp, how much you should not. So as long as it's fair, reasonable, ordinary, and necessary in the pursuit of income for your business, you're good. So we on a yacht. Me and you was on a yacht having a good time, right? That's the tax write-off. You saw us popping bottles.
Yeah.
Entertainment. All that's a tax write-off, right? My videographer I hire. All that's a tax write-off. How I run my business is different. Now, another financial advisor who's a square with a suit and tie, crunching numbers with their calculator, she ain't doing all that. She ain't writing that off. Me, we are, because it's ordinary, necessary, regular, in the pursuit of income for my business. So I say that to say, use the tax code section 162. Everybody do it. You're in real estate. Everything that you should do should be a tax write-off. Now, the structure gets people in trouble because if your things aren't structured correctly, you do all these strategies and the IRS comes knocking on your door saying, where's your documentation? You do the Augusta Rule. Where's your board of directors? Where's your meeting minutes? How are you moving money from your business to your personal to pay somebody when you don't have no agreement? Audit time. Give me that money back, player. Got to have the documentation.
Wow. So as long as you have the documentation, things like going to dinner and having a business conversation and eating, you can write off the whole bill.
Not the whole bill. Not the whole bill, but yes, some of it will be tax deductible, right? And we want to make sure we do things correctly, right? We have what you call piercing the corporate veil, where you're paying stuff with your personal, but you write off as business. Everybody with a business, everything that you do should go on that business card. Now, does that mean if we have $5,000 of bills, we pay off all those $5,000 with our business card? Does that mean all $5,000 will be a tax deduction? Of course not. But I rather do whatever I can to find the most tax deduction than to do something a little bit and get less tax deductions, right? So I tell individuals, if you have a house, do the home office deduction. That means if I have a house in my office, I have electricity. How am I supposed to run a business with no electricity?
Facts.
So then my electricity bill paid on the business card. If I have a business and my office is in my house, I'm on them internets. How am I able to run a business with no internet? So that should be on the business card, right? So we look at it that way, right? If we have things structured, then it gives us the opportunity to have more write-offs. So we literally find ways for people to do the same thing they're doing now, but keep more money in their pocket because they have more tax deductions, and that helps them build their net worth.
Gems, like the amount of gems that you've dropped and I mean the whole time, but specifically the last like 10 minutes is, I feel like it's flying over some people's heads. Even when you were going on, you know, the whole list, the breakdown, like that's insane. And so do these things develop over time? Is there a time frame? Like, you know, the IRS, there's just a lot of questions going on in my head. Like,
of course.
How did the IRS even exist? Weren't we revolting over T-tax?
Oh man, I ain't gonna lie to you. My major was finances. When it comes to history, I don't know. I know the Boston Tea Party and Crispus Attucks. You know, the first person that died happened to be a black African American. But besides how the IRS got started, all that I don't know. I ain't gonna sit up here and lie to y'all. I know it exists now, and it's a way for us to use the tax code to our advantage. We talk about Trump. Yes, he has a golf course. And he was able to bury his first wife at his golf course and get a large tax deduction because if you're a cemetery, then you basically pay no state taxes, right? Rick Ross, what he's doing is amazing. He has that farm to stunt, of course, but that farm gives him a tax. Because we have a farm, you pay no property taxes. So it's so much stuff. Then, of course, he's buying, again, he's able to first have all those write-offs, but then have a income producing asset. All those animals, he's making money, right? And now all the upkeep is a write-off because he's making all this money. So now all the people on his farm, he pays. He pays payroll. Guess what that's doing? That's decreasing his tax liability. Let's say he makes $50 million and he has $5 million in payroll to help him make assets on those animals by not paying property taxes. That's a $5 million write-off.
Wow.
So you are literally, that's why I said anybody with a child, if you have a business, you need to find a way to put them on your payroll. You can pay up to $15,000 a year. My dad said all the time, you're under my roof, I pay the bills, I ain't give you no money. Okay, that's cool. They in your roof, under your roof, you don't got to pay no money, but you can run payroll. The money goes to them. Goes back to you because they're in your house, right? How you want to do it. But literally up to $15,000 a year, they don't pay taxes. I have clients that over the years have done that. And with the tax write-offs they got, they put it into either a Roth IRA or a 529 plan, had that money grow tax-free, and then use that to pay cars. I had four clients last year that literally bought cars for their children on a Sweet 16 because they implemented a strategy over 5 years ago where they paid their children a salary, got the write-off, got that, put that into a 529 plan. The money grew. When the money grows tax-free, you can use it for either educational expenses or education-related expenses. If I have to drive, to my school, isn't that a educational-related expense? Yes. So now I have tax-free growth. I take it out and pay any taxes about a car. Use the tax code to your advantage. It's there. We all playing the same game. We're just playing by different rules.
No, 100%. And so now, you know, there's always a moment where I feel like the majority gets mad at the rich for exploiting these tax loopholes or not wanting to pay anything. And then people say, you know, statements. How do you feel about the statement about like a billionaire can end world hunger?
I don't know about that. I mean, heal the world, make it a better place. I don't know about that, man. I mean, we have so many people like in Africa that's like starving. Like, I don't know. Now, a billionaire can definitely help, but it's a person. Why are we checking somebody else's pockets? Think about that. We on the internet, mad at everybody else. Take care of yourself. You do what you got to do to level up. And then you do what you want that billionaire to do. And you give out money, which could be a tax write-off. You set up a foundation. You raise money, give it away, and you get to write off on your taxes. You do it. So like I hate to check people's pockets, man. I know, shout out to my homeboy Pocket Watcher with JT on YouTube, but I don't like to like check people's pockets because you don't know their situation. Right. So again, for me, like how I look at life is different, right? I was in a divorce home than a 2-parent home. Some people be in a 2-parent home their whole life. Some people might be in a 1-parent home their whole life. Somebody be in a no-parent home their whole life. Their outlook on life and how to help people is totally different. Yeah. My background is your background. So how am I telling you how to spend your money? It's your money. You made it. I ain't make it. Right? I went to school. You did. You didn't. I got kicked out of school. You didn't. You did. Don't tell me how to spend my money. I'm gonna tell you how to spend your money. So yeah. So for billionaires and millionaires of the world, like they do what they want. But I can tell you though, a lot of my clients that are wealthy, because it's different between rich and wealthy, right? A lot of my more wealthier clients, they are definitely more philanthropy driven. Now it might be on some of their causes, right? But like I have seen people with a lot of money, they're okay with giving it away. It's the ones that are quote unquote rich. And when I say rich, I mean like $1 to $5 million. $10 million more is like more on the wealthy side. Now again, what's wealth? Wealth to me is different than wealth to you, but like that's kind of my thought process. So definitely the ones that have $10, $11 million in net worth or more, they're usually more open to doing more charitable work, setting up a foundation, giving money away, tithing to their church, than a person that is quote unquote rich, where they're making money where they feel good, but they're not there yet to kind of give it all away.
I like that. And so, from your perspective, what is the number one structural corporation somebody should be building as an entrepreneur?
Ooh, that's a loaded question. So from an entity standpoint, right? LLC, limited liability company. Tell the same story. It sucks, but tell the same story. Got a client that lives in Georgia. He had a house in Wisconsin. They was renting it out. They had the government pension. He didn't know about it. Government pension got out, chased the FedEx worker down the street, bit his ankle, had a ruptured ankle, $80,000 settlement. My client had to pay for it because he didn't have an LLC. Everything was in his name. Wow. Right. So anybody with business, you want to do an LLC because it limits the liability. Right. If you have a house, somebody falls down the steps, my neck, my back, my neck and my back, and they sue you. If it's an LLC, it won't be as bad. Right. If you have real estate, every single property I recommend is own LLC. You want to limit your liability. So from a structure standpoint, we want to say a LLC. Now that's a structure, but how you get taxed is a different animal, right? If you make revenue profit, if we make profits of $50,000 or more, and you're not in real estate by itself, so if you're not a W-2 employee with real estate, because with your Schedule E, it's some tax savings there if you just do real estate. But if I'm in business that's not real estate and I have profits of more than $50,000, probably want to do an S-Corp. Because with the LLC, you have just money coming to you, right? When we are a S-Corp, the money goes to your business. Then your business decides where the money goes to. Yeah. So now since it goes to our business, we get to pay ourselves a salary. Like I said, Section 162, fair, reasonable, ordinary, necessary. How you pay yourself a salary in your business might be different than the person down the street doing the same thing. So let's say in theory, I made $80,000 per se, right? Revenue wise, out of $80,000, I want to pay myself $40,000, right? Some people say 30% of what you make. Some people say 50, whatever. It's 50%. So I make 80, I pay myself 40. From a tax standpoint, when I pay myself a salary, I have to pay 15%, 15.3%, FICA, Medicare, Medicaid. LLC, all $80,000 I make, I pay 15% on all $80,000. Since it's an S-Corp, that stopgap, I only pay 15% taxes on the $40,000 I paid myself, which means the other $40,000 that's over here, I don't pay 15% on that. Then because of the big, beautiful bill, you can do what you call QBI, where the money that you don't pay yourself, that other $40,000, you actually get a 20% tax deduction on that as well before it goes to you personally. Wow. So that is why structure is important. I talked about real estate, right? If you have real estate as an LLC and LLC by self-taxation wise, you might not be able to take advantage of the cost segregation study where you can accelerate the depreciation. So say we have a big old beautiful building, a big old house, right? The IRS says, we know that the land will appreciate, but the value of your house structure-wise will go down like a car. It goes down, right? A house 30 years ago breaks down compared to a new house. Yeah. So we're going to allow you to deduct the structure of the house over 27 years. Let's say it's $100,000. You bought a $200,000 property, $100,000 land, other $100,000 is the structure. So we're going to give you back $100,000 over 27 years. Well, you can do accelerated depreciation by doing a cost segregation study where instead of getting that $100,000 write-off in 27 years, I get it back in 5 years. So now IRS is giving me $20,000 a year for the next 5 years compared to $3,000 a year for the next 30 years. Sheesh. I can get jiggy with that. But if I'm taxed as an LLC, I might not get that. So for my real estate people in the world, you might want to look at doing a partnership. Not a recommendation, just information. And past performance does not guarantee future results. I got to say that because I'm a certified financial planner. If I'm on these YouTube streets with no certification, I can say whatever I want to, but I'm a fiduciary. So again, past performance doesn't guarantee future results, of course. And information, not recommendation. But when we set up as a partnership, then a partnership gives us that ability to do the cost segregation study and then accelerate the depreciation. So entity-wise, LLC. Tax-wise, partnership, if in real estate, S-Corp, 50,000 revenue to about 3 million. And once we get over 3 million, then that's when the C-Corp comes in, because a C-Corp gets taxed less than a S-Corp. And with a C-Corp, then you could then issue your own stock to yourself. So instead of paying myself a salary per se, I issue myself stock. That's how you get to the tax bag right there.
That's the gems that I'm getting right now is just, man. Yeah. Okay. And so you talked about the real estate and the real estate planning. What exactly is estate planning?
Yeah. So our estate is basically everything that we have. Jewelry, cars, clothes, furniture, house, everything that we own is our estate. So think about everything that you own in kind of one big old pot of gumbo, right? That's called your estate. So estate planning is if something happens to me, who gets my assets? Who gets my rollie? Who gets the bracelet? Who gets the car? Who gets the building? Who takes over the business if something happens? That's an estate plan. And the cool thing about what we've done, so I have a automated platform called the Relax Estate, where we have automated a trust, will, and power of attorney creation wise. So we have attorneys on retainer who created documentation, and with AI and automation, you're able to create your trust, will, and power of attorney right then and there on the spot. The reason why I created it, and for all my business owners, please tap in. Again, I've been practicing for 18 years. My first 14 years before I started my platform 4 years ago, I referred 153 different couples to 3 different estate attorneys. So over 14 years, 153 different people. Let me know how many estate attorneys gave me referrals back. Answer the question. Think about it.
3?
Yeah, that's bad. 13.
Wow.
So I refer one person a month and I got back a referral one time a year.
Wow.
You're a business owner. How can you run a business getting one referral a year? You can't. I gave estate attorneys over $750,000 of revenue that I'll never get back, plus value of clients thinking about me when they think about estate planning. Now they think about their other estate attorney I referred them to. No. So I started the platform to say, how can I empower insurance agents, financial advisors, tax professionals, notaries, insurance agents, everybody who's a business owner, influencers, that you and your community can do estate planning where you offer the service. They do a trust, a will, a power of attorney, and you can compensate it. And that's why we created the Relax Estate, the largest growing AI-powered estate planning platform in America.
Wow. At what point in somebody's entrepreneurship journey should they look towards estate planning?
So everybody in general, once you turn 18, should have a power of attorney. So a power of attorney said if something happens to me, I get sick or incapacitated, who takes care of me? Who makes decisions about me medically and financially? Medical power of attorney and the financial power of attorney. There's 2 of them, y'all. Medical power of attorney, financial power of attorney. So anybody over 18 should do that. You have a will. The issue with the will is when you die, it goes through probate court. And probate court decides who gets what, when. It takes 9 months to get out of probate. You have lawyer fees, which is at least $2,500. You got probate costs. It's just a mess. So everybody basically should have a will and a power of attorney when you turn 18. When a trust comes into factors, when you start having assets, right? House, definitely. Anybody with a house, if you don't have a trust, in the words of Khaled, you played yourself. You are in big trouble if you die, because it goes to probate court. 9 months later, a judge says who gets the property. You might have one child. The judge gonna take their time, because probate court is where they want everybody that you owe to come in and say, you owe me this, you owe me that, you owe me this. And you gotta pay off those debts before you get all those assets, before you get the house. You might have to sell the house.
Wow.
Court order sell the house to pay off those debts, right? A trust bypasses that, right? It doesn't go through probate. It goes to your beneficiaries without going through probate. If you have a business, but you're renting, you have a business, that needs to be put into a trust. So if something happens, you are specific on who runs the business and why. Also, very important when you do a trust, the reason why we say do a trust is because you're able to dictate how the money is spent. You might say, I got a daughter, I love my daughter, but that husband of hers, he a knucklehead. I don't want him getting none of my dang money. So what happens? In your trust, you say, if something happens to me, my daughter gets all the money, but it can only go in her account. It cannot be in a joint account with her and her knucklehead husband. Wow. So then when you pass away, it goes to her, just in her name in the joint account. So divorce happens, he can't get the money. Because if not, then he gets all the money. It's in a joint account, they get divorced. Half on your money. Ain't nothing you can do about it. So that's why we say a trust is so important, because you get to distinct who gets what and when.
So now in that scenario, with a lot of the trendy things that seems to happen nowadays is everybody talks about prenup.
Yeah.
And so now let's say a situation like that happened where, your money gets passed on to your son, and it goes to his account. And you have something like that, like where, okay, cool, not the joint with the wife or anything, but now they get divorced.
Yeah.
And she wants to take half.
Yeah.
Does that still count?
So, I mean, so prenup is different, but yeah, like, so if the trust states it goes to them, they might go to divorce, but the trust said is the money, right? So it's his money. It wasn't a joint asset. Usually we go to divorce. When you get divorced, it's like your joint assets. So since that was not a joint asset because he got it through the trust and the trust dictates it's only his, then, you should be good. But that's why it's important, if you go through the process, get an attorney. Don't just go to divorce court and just do it. Get an attorney, because he or she can definitely walk you through. But typically, if it's not joint, you should be in good shape.
Got you. So if it's not joint, how are a lot of these people like, I forget who the soccer player was. It was a soccer guy where, no. Was it a soccer guy? I don't know. It was either UFC fighter or the soccer guy, but he had all his stuff in his mom's name.
Yeah. Oh man, did he play for PSG?
Yeah.
Hakimi, was it Hakimi? Yeah.
So how does that happen? Because it's not joint. She didn't come in, like he already had that money before they got married.
Yeah.
And so if it's not joint, how can they go for that amount?
So again, that's more on the divorce side,
Gotcha.
and I definitely don't want to be wrong. Stop the cap. So I don't know. I mean, that's on the divorce side. So
Okay.
I don't want to answer a question to be wrong.
Got it. Okay. Nope. Fair. Super fair.
Yeah.
Now, back to the estate planning type of vibe.
Yeah.
When you're divvying up these assets or you're creating this trust, like, what's the difference between a trust and a holding company?
Oh, two different things. So a holding company is more on the side of an LLC, right? So let's say I have numerous businesses. I can put all those businesses in a holding company, and that basically is like the overseer of my LLCs. So then that holding company, theoretically speaking, then you would put into the trust, and then the trust dictates. So think about the trust as the announcer dictating who gets what and when, right? Holding company, LLC A in a holding company goes to my mama and them. Holding company, asset B in my holding company goes to my daddy and them, right? So it's an announcement of who gets what and when, but like I said, it bypasses probate. So yeah, so having a holding company, nothing's wrong with that. So if you have multiple LLCs, it's an extra way to protect your money. Nothing wrong with that. But like I said, a trust is more distribution, who gets what, when, bypassing probate, bypassing, the legal system per se, so that your family can get the money and not have to wait on the courts to decide who gets what, not having to spend money to do that.
Wow. Okay. So, I have like 2 final questions pretty much.
Yeah.
The first one being, with you being a certified financial planner,
Facts.
In this day and age of coaches,
Yeah.
how much do you see misinformation used online as far as like teaching people how to get money, especially when it comes to credit or funding coaches?
Yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible. I hate it. Like, people call themselves financial planners. Liar, pants on fire. You ain't no dang financial planner. You don't got no license. You just make up something. I mean, I don't like it at all, to be honest with you. But there's nothing you can do about it, right? So we have a coaching program. So all of our clients, we do bi-weekly coaching calls on the first Wednesday and the third Wednesday of the month to pour to them about different subjects. From a financial standpoint, we have real estate people in there. We're gonna have you on there one time talking about how to run a podcast business, because we want to give as much information as possible from a coaching standpoint. My coach is Myron Golden, the GOAT. And so coaching is important. So I'm not anti-coaches. I'm definitely anti-lies and misinformation to get to $1. Like, I mean, come on. If you want to help a person, be legit, like E40. Be legit and just give good information, relevant and honest information, not just nonsense. But I can say though, when it comes to coaching, very, very important for all you coaches out there or people that wants to get a coach, make sure it is not one-on-one coaching. I, even in my business, made the mistake when I started coaching to do one-on-one coaching, until my mentor, Myron Golden, set me straight. And that's why it's very important to get a mentor.
Each your time.
Yeah, a paid mentorship, because a mentor is not getting paid. They're just talking to keep you happy, keep them happy, they move on. But a person that gets money, they want to keep you around and they want to fulfill, because the good reviews means more people for them. So a paid mentor. With a group coaching call for an hour, you're right, time that you never get back. We talked about right time and money. Number 2, if I have a one-on-one coaching call with you, I got about 5 to 10 questions I know. After about 30 minutes, I'm done. I'm just going to ask the same question again, ask something different, make up something so I can feel like I'm using a whole hour's worth of time. If it's a group call, you got 10 other people that have different questions that I didn't think about. They ask a question, they get an answer. That makes me feel good because I didn't think about that. Also, you're around like-minded people. So you have people that, man, I was where you were one day. I feel good because I've leveled up. Or, man, that's inspiration because you're here. I'm here. I need to get my stuff together to get here, right? So anybody that's thinking about doing a coaching program, you have to make sure it's with a group coach. Any of my coaches, stop doing one-on-ones. Now, if it's like a mentorship, then that's different. But like your coaching calls, don't do one-on-ones. Your students will appreciate you more by doing those group coaching because they know that you got some motion. If you're the only client, I like you, but do I trust you? Like, what you got going on? Yeah. But if it's, 15, 20, like our coaching calls, 50, 60, 100 people, first Wednesday, third Wednesday, then the last Wednesday a month for our Relax Estate subscribers, all those financial advisors, we have the last Wednesday of every month coaching calls on how to automate their business. So they're subscribing to our platform. They're using our platform to grow their business through AI estate planning. But at the end of every month, we're giving them tips and tools on how to save money, grow their business. You can't put a price on that.
Wow. And so as the last question, and this one's a loaded one.
Okay.
As a financial planner, people might tend to think you help everybody else with how they manage their money, how they process stuff. Yeah. Nothing bad can happen to you or your business.
Oh man, so
what is the worst thing that you've had to deal with as far as your business goes as a financial advisor?
I'm going through it now. So a few things. So my worst financial decision was buying an SUV. I'm not an SUV, I'm sorry, buying a truck. So again, I did the section 179 bonus depreciation, where if you buy something that's 6,000 pounds or more, it's for that year, it's tax deductible if you use it for business. So I bought a semi truck. I should have got a coach, and Alex. Shout out to Alex, Good Energy, acquaintance. I can say a friend, but say what up, holler at me sometime. Got his number. I could have easily reached out to him. Did some type of mentorship. He could have walked me through the game. Didn't do it. $53,000. Yeah, I got that tax write off. That helped. I have that truck for 2 years. It's been on the road for 3 months.
Wow.
I have spent about $35,000 between repairs. It was with one leasing company. I had to put in $23,000 to use them. They was in Miami. They got jammed up by the feds. I don't know what's going on there. $23,000 down the drain.
Wow.
So I had a driver left. Had to get it towed. Did you know that 91% of individuals overpay money in taxes? What? That's crazy. Nasty, diabolical work. But as a certified financial planner and a tax strategist, we're here to help you. Our platform, the Wealth Accelerator, allows you to decrease your tax liability while increasing your net worth. Join our challenge where we will show you step by step how people like Rick Ross ain't paying no taxes, Donald Trump ain't paying no taxes, and everybody that you know of or you think you know of are paying taxes, and the strategies you can do to decrease your tax liability while growing your net worth. Hit us up at our challenge, the Wealth Accelerator Challenge. We challenge you to grow your finances and not pay Uncle Sam all that money. We look forward to seeing you at our Wealth Accelerator Challenge. That was like $4,000. Batteries are out, turbos out, a lot of money. I'm bleeding. Now it's a tax write-off, but I'm bleeding money that I'll never get back.
Yeah.
So my worst decision I ever made was buying an SUV without having a mentorship or a coach. So even a person like me, who, theoretically speaking is getting to the bag, financial advisors make bad decisions. Also, 2022. 2022 was horrible. The market Russell from top to bottom went down by almost 60%. I had clients that was making money like crazy, spending money, and I could have did a better job of saying, hey, don't spend money. The market's going to go down quickly. So now when you make all the money that you spend, then the market goes down. Net, you have less than what you have, right? If I have $100,000 and every year I make $30,000, I'm spending $30,000. That $100,000 now turns to $40,000 because the market goes down. I got $40,000. Mario, where's my money at? You spent it all. It ain't in my portfolio. So like that's something that I could have done a better job of. And that's one thing, getting personal now. That's one thing that, sucks about our community. My clients that are non-African American, they do a way better job of not spending their damn money. But for some reason, our people like to spend money like it's 1999. I got clients that damn near have the same job, same income, same, married, 2 kids, in school or private school. But the Caucasian clients got a lot more in their portfolio because we like to take out money like it's crazy. And I just don't understand it. Like we have all the same bills. Caucasian got the same bills that we have, but for some reason we spend money. Like if I could get to the point to have us as a community stop spending money, reinvest your money and grow, oh my gosh. It'd be crazy. Crazy for me, compensation wise, but crazy for our culture. But so anybody can crack that code, please hit me up. Let me know. I would definitely partner with you to make our people stop spending our damn money. So so like I said, buying a semi truck and having, and again, I have thousands of clients, worldwide. So we had a lot of clients in 2022 that went down. Now overall, they made more money than what they started with, but since they spent all their damn money per se, their portfolios took a while to recover.
Wow. This whole interview, is just loaded. And I'm sure with just your years of expertise that, this is why we have these kind of segments, because we've had, him 500 on here. We've had Runway. We've had, Claudia and Hibbert. We've had a lot of like haymaker people on the podcast, but we always bring them back for like a round 2.
Yeah.
Because the rate and the amount of scaling that you guys do at a high level is insane, for one, but our audience gets to see it happen in real time. Like, okay, cool. We had this conversation. This was going on. This is what's happening right now. And when they come back, and it's not even usually long, usually maybe 6 months to a year, you guys have a different story. And you not only got through that, but you won, and you're winning again.
Yeah.
And you're helping other people win in a certain type of way. So, man, Mario, this information, I just want to thank you again for the gems, the tax gems, even that the information, the preparation information, all of that stuff. These are things that, again, just like you said, our community don't think about.
Yeah.
and they don't hear it that often, especially not from us. And so if people wanted to work with you, people wanted to find out how they can learn more about you, digest your content, listen to all of that, where could they do that at?
Yeah, a couple of things. First off, I have my free content. That's my way. The Lord put it in my heart. I do something every single day. My YouTube is Painful Profits. So at Painful, PAYNEFUL Profits, PROFITS. That's my YouTube. That's my Instagram. If you want to tap in, we have master classes once a week. We have a challenge once a month. Go to www.therelaxinvestor.com, or I'm pretty sure it's a link in the bio for our challenge. You guys can subscribe. I give you guys game, and from there you can see if you want to level up. Now, for my business professionals, right? My insurance agents, my financial advisors, my tax professionals, my notaries. If you want to scale your business using AI-powered estate planning where you do nothing, don't need any legal advice, no legal background, but make money when your clients do a trust through our platform up to 80%. You do $1,000 trust, you get $800, we get $200. The cut is crazy that we give you guys. Then you go to www.therelaxestate.com. THE relax, RELAX, estate, ESTATE.com. We'll put that link in the bio for our masterclass we do once a week. And all my business owners, you can scale your business using AI, doing the same thing you're doing now. We have most individuals who use our platform grow their business the next year by 25%. 83% of individuals, now close here, 83% of individuals surveyed last year said they need a trust, will, and power of attorney. But only 21% of Americans have one.
Wow.
Because they don't trust attorneys, but they trust you because you're helping them with business. Because they think it's too much, but they'll trust you because you're not going to charge them on a leg. And number 3, they don't see the value because they don't know who to talk to. But since you asked them one question, everybody ask a person this question: can I help you set up your trust, your will, and your power of attorney? And it's crazy how many people say yes. And that value that you add, we make sure you get compensated for it.
Oh, we like that.
Yeah.
Well, Mario, again, thank you for coming on to the podcast. It's your host, Moneybag Rich. And at the end of the day, we always say, we look good, we live good, life is good, talk to us, we talk back, and we are out.